Absolutely. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, here we go. All set? Okay. All right. So everybody's present. Just working? Yeah. All right. So trust everybody's had an opportunity to review the minutes that were sent around by Doreen in advance in the meeting. So if so, I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Did somebody else move?
I think 2 people.
Okay, all right, all right. On the question? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, ayes have it. The minutes from, excuse me, the May meeting are approved. Anybody from the public like to address the board on agenda items listed on the agenda? For the newcomers, this is not your only time to address the board, but just for items listed on the agenda. Okay, let's move to the next item on the agenda. Our motions. First is a motion to approve all current payables for the Community Corrections Center and the prison, 22-3032. Again, I trust everybody's had an opportunity to review all the payables which were circulated in advance of the meeting. And if so, I'll entertain a motion to approve them.
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. The motion carries. Next item on the agenda concerns reports, and the first report will be from our controller, Gary DiBileo.
Yes, John. Thank you. Controller's report of the prison inmate and canteen accounts for May of 2022. The Controller's office reviewed the prison inmate and canteen account reconciliations, which were prepared by the prison business office for the month of May 2022 and found no discrepancies between the reconciliations and the bank statements. During the month of May 2022, the amount paid from the canteen account for expenses which benefit county inmates was $74,903.07. Those items are itemized on the attached report. The balance in the inmate account was $478,510.74 as of May 31st of 2022. The balance in the canteen checking account was $838,003.49 as of May 31st of 2022. And in addition, as of May 31st, the canteen account owned 2 certificates of deposit, one valued at $15,000 even, and the other at $132,354.58, totaling $147,354.58. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. DiBileo. Any questions for the controller? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second on the question. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. The report is approved. Thank you, Mr. DiBileo. Next, we'll get our Community Corrections Center report from the director, Norman McConaughey. Norm?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a house arrest report for the month of May. Program totals. Adult house arrest had 167 participants. Juvenile had 18. Program's revenue. Adult house arrest had $64,885.73. Juvenile had $3,510 for a total of $68,395.73. Year-to-date totals for both is $305,303.61. The program's expenses were $69,557.27. Program completions were 40, violations were 11. Outstanding warrants, 1 for work release and 1 for house arrest. In the budget overall report, overtime's at 28%, expenses at 38%, and revenues at 46%. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Norm. Any questions for Mr. McConaughey? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve his report. Do I have a second? Second. On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the ayes have it.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Norm. And next, we'll get the warden's report.
Good afternoon, Board. The average daily population for May 2022 was 732 inmates. 555 were county inmates. For the month of May, we averaged 637 adult males, 2 juvenile males, and 94 adult females. And the average daily population of U.S. Marshal detainees was 177. Our overtime and out-of-county boarding reports are attached. Our staffing update, currently on shift, we have 170 full-time officers. We have 5 who are out on workers' comp, none out on continuous FMLA, but 58 with intermittent FMLA. We have 2 on administrative leave, and we have 3 full-time vacancies for a total of 180 full-time officers. And just so everyone knows, we just started that new class of 7. They're counted in there with that 170. We have a new class of 7, 6 of them full-time, 1 part-time that started today. Budget as of May 31st, revenue was at 44% and expenses were at 41%. Staff salary is only at 30%, but overtime is at 43%. Extraordinary occurrence reports, there were 4 occurrences in May. On May 13th, a fight occurred between 2 inmates. One of the combatants took several severe blows to the head and then fell into the cinder block wall, hitting his head. This individual's conditions began decompensating, and he began to slip in and out of consciousness. He was transported to the CMC hospital, and he was ultimately placed on life-supporting equipment. The hospital officially declared this individual as deceased on 6/1/22, and the coroner's office has ruled it as a homicide. On 5/22, a female inmate became non-compliant with staff orders, and the situation escalated to the point where she became physically combative. Staff were able to place her on the floor in an attempt to cuff her. However, she then began hitting her head off of the floor. A decision was made to place her in the emergency restraint chair for the safety of everyone involved. On 5/27, a fight occurred between 2 female offenders. Responding staff dispersed OC spray in an attempt to break the fight up. One of the combatants was transferred to the medical department for treatment. The other was placed in the emergency restraint chair due to continuing aggressive behavior. Also on 5/27, one of our special handling inmates was non-compliant with staff's efforts to get him to stop destroying property. Staff used OC spray to gain his compliance and then placed him in the emergency response restraint chair for his safety and the safety of all involved. PREA, there were 2 PREA investigations completed in the month of May. Both were allegations of inmate sexual contact. One resulted in a determination of unfounded, and the other was deemed founded. The results of both investigations were forwarded to the district attorney's office. And this concludes my report.
Thank you, Warden. Any questions for the warden?
Warden, you said there's 2 administrative leave or only 1?
There are 2 officers on administrative leave.
And the 7 officers, they're, you said are included in your active, they just filled vacancies?
Yes.
Is their training complete?
No, they just started that today, and it's a 4-week course, so they
Okay.
won't be on shift until next month.
Okay. And you have 3 full-time vacancies?
Yes.
Okay. Looking for people for that, or
Yeah, I believe our Human Resources Department has not taken down the ad for officers.
Okay, all right. Any other questions for the warden?
Occurred, resulting in, thank you. The fight that occurred resulting in one inmate being deceased, I'm assuming that staff were able to get involved quickly after the occurrence began?
Yes, it was less than a half a minute.
Thank you.
Okay, I guess the matter was referred to the DA's office too?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the warden's report.
Motion.
On the question? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Now, at this time, a couple things. We need to go into executive session. We had an executive session last week, and we were not able to finish our discussion on some personnel matters because it ran up against the election board meeting at noon. So, I indicated at that time that we'd reconvene in executive session. So I'd like to do that right now because it involves the warden and he was finishing his report. So we would ask everybody to step outside, please.